Given what you saw over your time there in 4 years, how would you describe the culture and the climate at Toyota?
From a legal standpoint, I would describe it as a culture of hypocrisy and deception.
And what do you mean by hypocrisy and deception?
I worked in the legal department, so from a legal perspective, Toyota never fully disclosed all the information or evidence that Toyota was obligated to produce in litigation.
So they were hiding evidence of safety problems?
They were hiding evidence, concealing evidence, destroying evidence, obstructing justice, committing mail fraud, committing wire fraud, and committing conspiracy to do all those criminal acts.
And you saw this yourself as a lawyer at Toyota?
I did.
There's no doubt about this?
No question.
So this was information that would have been helpful to people who were suing Toyota about safety issues and defects?
Absolutely.
And it was withheld?
Absolutely.
What kind of information?
Some of the information, for example, related to roof structure and roof strength. The theory was that roofs were not designed to provide sufficient head clearance. This test that Toyota withheld and the test results that Toyota withheld related directly to head clearance. The reason, or one of the reasons why it wasn't produced is because there was not a single Toyota vehicle that passed the test.
So they had information that their vehicles weren't passing the tests for head clearance, and that wasn't turned over?
Exactly.
Isn't that a cardinal sin for a lawyer to withhold that kind of information?
It's unethical, in violation of the rules of professional conduct.
But did you go along with it?
I did not. Every case I had, I tried to take the opportunity to conduct investigations. I was in my office preparing to produce documents and electronically stored information, and my boss walked in my office and he asked me what I was doing, and I told him. And he said, well, you can't produce any of that material. And I said, why not? And he says, haven't you heard of the golden rule? I said, no. And he says, don't screw the client. I said, well, how am I screwing the client? And he said, well, you're not screwing the client, but you got to protect the client at all costs. In response, I said, does that mean even when the client is committing criminal acts or illegal acts? And he said, without hesitation, yes. And if you're a lawyer and practice law, you have to abide by certain ethical rules and rules of professional conduct. Toyota prevented me from doing that. As a result, over a long period of time, almost 2 years, I became much more anxious, frustrated, upset, and there was an onslaught of depression that I sustained while I was at Toyota.
You're suing Toyota, Toyota's suing you.
Yes.
They say essentially, you're crazy. You can't believe him.
That's right.
What do you say to that?
I'm not crazy. I can be believed. As a result of Toyota's treatment of me for over a 2-year period, I did have a mental breakdown, an emotional breakdown, and I sought psychiatric help, and I am better off today than I was 3 years ago.
So they say you're revealing company secrets.
I don't think I've revealed any company secrets. I think my complaint, 153 pages of my complaint, lays out all the facts clearly and covers the issues that we talked about. You have to understand that Toyota in Japan does not have any respect for our legal system. They do not have any respect for our laws. Although they sell cars in the United States, they don't believe they have to abide by our laws. They think because we're ocean apart, they can determine what their own laws will be when they sell their cars in our country. That is the mentality. It's a corporate arrogance that is pervasive.